Hello, my name is Brooks Winchell from the Center for Excellence in Learning and Teaching at Cambridge College. And in this short video, I'm going to overview the basics of Zoom. So we're going to talk in this session about what Zoom is, how to start meetings that you've been invited to in Zoom if somebody sends you a Zoom invitation, how to create an account on Zoom, how to upgrade your account to Pro so you can host meetings, how to host your own meetings, and how to utilize the online apps and the desktop apps. So what is Zoom? Zoom's an internet-based video conferencing platform. So you don't have to have a Zoom account to join a meeting, but if you want to host a meeting, you do have to have a Zoom account. And you can get a Zoom account for free at their website, which is zoom.us. And if you're at Cambridge College, you can upgrade your Zoom account to a Pro account. So let's get started with starting a meeting you were invited to. So if you've been invited to a Zoom meeting, and this could be for faculty or it could be for students, you will receive an invitation with a message like this that says, somebody's invited you to a Zoom meeting, join the Zoom meeting with this link, and there are some phone numbers here and some numbers down here. So if you get a link like this, it'll usually specify when that Zoom meeting is. So when that time comes, the day and time of the Zoom meeting, you could just pull this invitation back up to your email and click on this link right here. That's the fastest way to join. Another way to join would be to go to zoom.us/join and enter the meeting ID. And you can find the meeting ID at the bottom of the email right here, 978-886-8992. You can also see it at the end of the link, 978-886-8992. So either way, these are the two best ways to join. Click the link, go to this website and put the meeting ID. You can also call in with a phone number. This would be for if you don't have access to a computer or a mobile app on your phone or your device. You would call in here. The problem with calling in is that you don't have access to any shared content. You can't see any videos. So in a lot of times you'll be missing out on the benefit of the Zoom meeting, which is being able to see interactive content and being able to see people. So I don't really recommend that, but it is another option if you don't have one of those apps available. So starting a session, so if you click on that link like we saw, you'll see a screen pop up that says something like this with download and run, and it might just say run like this. So if this screen automatically pops up, you want to just click run, and it will bring you into the Zoom meeting. If this doesn't pop up automatically, click download and run, and then you'll click run again. And then this will pop up. This is the entryway into the Zoom meeting, and it'll say there's two buttons here. There's join with computer audio, and there's test speaker and microphone. So if you know that your microphone and your speakers are correct and that they work, just click join computer audio, and it'll link you right into the meeting. If you're not sure, or if it's the first time you're using a certain device to do Zoom, click test speaker and microphone. If you click test speaker and microphone, you'll have two tests. So the first test is, do you hear a ringtone? So the computer will be making a noise, and you either can, if you hear it, you click yes. If you don't hear it, you click no. And if you don't hear it, it likely has to do with your speakers. So there's a little drop-down box next to the speaker, so you can try to adjust your speakers and see if you hear it. You can also check your volume at the bottom of the screen, make sure that that's turned up. But that's the first test, are your speakers working? Once they are, you click yes, and then you'll get the second test, which is testing the microphone. So when you do test the microphone, you click the yes button and then start speaking to test it. And then there'll be another button that pops up that says playback, and it'll play back what you just spoke. So that way you can see if your microphone is working and also if the speakers are playing it back. And again, you can change your microphone here. If one's not working, you could try a different one. So once you join the meeting, after you do the testing, it'll ask you to join with computer audio again. So you'll go back to that, and then it'll jump you right into the meeting. And this is what it'll look like when you're in a meeting, right? So you'll see that in the center of the screen is the active speaker. So that's who's talking. So I was the only one in this particular meeting, so it's showing my name. But if there are other people in there, we would see other people's names. Or if they're sharing their video, we would see other people's video. So we'd be able to see them. And that changes depending on who's talking. So you'll see the screen flip back and forth. It's an active speaker view. You'll also see that you have a couple of important controls here. At the top of the screen, this is really worth highlighting, is the meeting ID number. Right? So that's where you can always verify what the meeting ID is, and you can check back in your email. If you jump into a meeting and there's people aren't in there who you thought should be, you want to verify that you have the right meeting ID number at the top of the screen. At the bottom of the screen, these are the two major controls as a participant. There's this mute button, which you click to mute your microphone, and there's a video mute button, which you click to mute your video. As you can see, it just says my name right here because my video is muted. My microphone is open though, so it can hear me because I don't have an X through it. So you always want to be conscious of your microphone, because if you think it's closed but it's actually open, people will be able to hear everything you're saying, and you don't want to have any unfortunate thing come across that you didn't mean to say. So as a general best practice, it's good to always mute your microphone unless you're talking, and then you unmute and talk. And that also keeps it from distracting sounds from happening. So those are the main controls as a user. There's also a few other abilities. You can chat with other participants, and you can share your screen, which we'll look at in a second. But these are mostly for hosting the meeting controls. So another thing to keep in mind is that next to the microphone there's a little up arrow, and next to the video there's a little up arrow. If you click those up arrows, it will bring you to your options. So you have an audio options screen and a video options screen. This is where you can, again, test the speaker, and there's a few other features in here, more advanced features, which we'll talk about in another session. And in the video, you'll have a few features. Again, you can change your microphone if you have one, and there's a couple other advanced features here. And there's an Enable HD button. That's worth clicking if it's not clicked, because then you'll get the better streaming quality of the video. So back to basic controls. So if you're in the meeting, you have a couple different controls here. Share might be your most important control, other than mute and video mute. Share is where you can share your screen, or you can share an app you're doing. So if you have something you want to show people, click share, it'll project your screen and everybody will be able to see that. There's also a chat button. Chat is where you would be able to chat with participants. If you click that, it pulls up a box, and you'll have the option of messaging people in the meeting privately or as a whole. And at the end, when you're done the meeting, you can just click end the meeting, and then you'll leave. So as a Zoom user, those are the more important controls. Once you share your video, this is an example of what it will look like. It'll show your screen. On my screen, I had a Word document open. And when you're done sharing, you just click Stop Share, and that will shut your share down. So that's how to manage a meeting as a user, right? How to get on, and how to manage your Zoom session, and also how to test and make sure things are working. However, if you want to host your own meetings, send invitations to other people, you're going to need to create an account, and if you want a Pro, you're going to have it upgraded to Pro. So I'll show you how to do that and show you how to host your meetings in the next section, in the next section. So for joining Zoom, if you go to zoom.us, this is what the page will look like. You can click this blue button, sign up, it's free. Just follow the directions, and be sure to use your Cambridge College email account, right? And that'll give you a free Zoom account. You can have up to 40-minute meetings, but there's no advanced features of recording. So once you're signed up, if you email helpdesk@cambridgecollege.edu, they will upgrade you to a Pro account. Tell them you joined and what your email was. They'll upgrade you to a Pro account. And a Pro account has unlimited time, and it has advanced features that we're going to talk about in the next session, Advanced Zoom, recording, breakout rooms, polls, and things like that. So it's definitely worth doing. So I would recommend signing up for Zoom and setting up the Pro account. Once you sign up for Zoom, you'll log in from the same page. Just click the sign in button right here and sign in with your email and the password you set up. And that'll bring you into the Zoom meeting and the Zoom manager. And this is what the Zoom manager, online manager, will look like. There are some settings on the left here. If you click meeting settings, you'll be allowed to change the options of your meeting. We're not going to go into that, but there are a lot of different ways to configure your meetings. In general, it's set up in the optimal way from the beginning. But as you become more advanced, you might want to play with those. Meetings is where you can schedule your meetings, which I'll show you how to do in a second. Pro accounts also have recordings, and recordings are where you'll store your recordings. Webinars is also a pro account feature that'll allow you to have very large meetings where it's not interactive but you're just presenting to people. Another thing to notice on this page is that I don't have a picture set up. I used to, I'm not sure why it's not there. But if you have your picture set up, then when you mute your video, it'll show your static picture, which is kind of nice. And your personal meeting ID. This is the meeting for your personal room. So if you want, you can just say to somebody, go to zoom.us/join and enter my meeting ID. My meeting ID is 978-886-8992. And you can change that. So you might change your personal meeting ID to a number you can easily remember, and then you can always invite people to jump into your personal meeting if you want. It's very good for quick meetings. In order to set up a meeting, click the Meetings button, right? And then you'll click Schedule a New Meeting, and give it a title. Say when it's going to be, how long is it going to be. Make sure you click the right time zone so everybody's on the same page. And when you're done, you just click Save, and that'll save your meeting. And then you've scheduled the meeting. And once it saves, it'll give you this option. So on this screen, you can either start the meeting right away. You usually wouldn't do that. If you wanted to jump into a meeting immediately, I would probably go to the personal room. But when you go back, you would click on that meeting, and then you would click Start Meeting here in order to start it. The other options here that are pretty interesting, though, are you can, if you have an Outlook or Gmail, which everybody at Cambridge College has one of those too, you can click on this and you can create an automatic invitation that has your Zoom information embedded in it and an email that you can send out automatically. So it's a really easy way to integrate directly with your email. There's also an option to copy the invitation. If you click that, it'll pop up the invitation, and you can just copy it and you can paste it in an email to send out. And that's how you can invite people to your meeting. So when you're starting a meeting, again, you click Meetings, and then you click the meeting you just set up, which in my case was Basic Zoom for New Users. Right? And then that'll bring you to that section where it'll say Start Meeting, and you'll just click that. You can also do the personal meeting room for a quick meeting, starting that right away. So once you start the meeting, you'll have more options as a host than you did as just a participant. So the Invite button will be there. That'll allow you to invite different people, so you can just put in their email and send it to them right for Zoom. So if somebody's supposed to be in the meeting and they're not there, send them a quick invitation right through Zoom. You can also click Manage Participants, and as the host, you'll have a participant screen like this, which will allow you to mute people or shut their video off if you want, which is really, or you could mute everybody or unmute everybody. And that's really nice for if you have to, if there's a lot of noise, you can do that. Also, there's a record button if you have a pro account. That'll allow you to record to the cloud, which will put your recordings right in your online Zoom account where we saw. And there's other advanced features such as breakout rooms and other things that we'll talk about in the advanced Zoom session. But that's pretty much all you would really need to know to host a meeting. That's how you set up meetings, and that's how you start the meetings, and those are some of the features that you'd have available as the host for the meeting, and also how you'd invite participants. So the last thing just to notice is that Zoom has several different apps available that you can get through Google Play or Apple Play Store. You can download a PC app. If you just Google Zoom app for PC, you can easily download that to your desktop, and that'll have a little icon on your desktop. When you click that icon, it'll open a little screen like this, which is kind of like a streamlined version. I'm not sure why this got all offset, but there's this streamlined version of the Zoom app, and it'll have these various features. There's Start with Video, which will start your session right away in your personal room. Just click that button. One click and your personal room comes right up. You can start it without video. You can join a meeting that somebody sends you a meeting ID to. Just click Join, put in the meeting ID. You can schedule appointments the same way we just did online through the online app. And when you click Meetings, you'll be able to see all your meetings that are coming up, and you'll have the option to start those. So I would definitely recommend, if you're using Zoom, download the Zoom app for your computer. You can also get a Zoom app for your phone or for your tablet or other devices. I think they make the apps for most devices. And they even have the CarPlay integration, so you can use Zoom through your car. I don't think it'll show you video, but you'll be able to at least talk through it. So that's it for the basic Zoom session. Again, my name is Brooks Winchell from the Center for Excellence in Learning and Teaching. Hopefully this is helpful, and we're going to continue with more features in the advanced Zoom session.